is the one that answers this question.
So we moved up here. We wanted a farm. We had looked at a couple different ones, and we just my grandmother passed away, and this had sat empty for a while. And I'd asked my dad. Somebody broken into the house, unfortunately, and I think he was like, "Well, I don't think you're going to like it up there. It's not, it doesn't have some of the modern day conveniences as other places." And I said, "Things will be fine. We'll work it out." And so I think ultimately he was happy that we moved up here and kind of took over the place, made a few additions, but Shawna wanted to get some alpacas. So I think we started initially with 20 alpacas.
13.
13 alpacas. The first thing we did is we had a local fence guy, an Amish guy, come in and put some fences up for us. And I think a couple of days after we moved up here, the alpacas arrived, and it was just, it was really nice to be able to say, okay, we will now take care of you alpacas. That was our job. They were our charges. And we did that for about a year or two. And we always are trying to, how can we do things better? What can we do to get more people up here? And we said, well, Maryland has this farm brewery license that we can get. Let's look into that. So we started looking into that. And, that was a journey all in itself. We had to reach out to planning and zoning. They were like, okay, I guess you guys can have something out in the middle of nowhere in Sudlersville. And then we're like, well, we have to add farm brewery to an agricultural practice as part of the county, Queen Anne's County, bylaws or whatever. So that had to go in front of the county commissioners. They had to vote on it, and as soon as they voted on that, I think within the next week or so, we went ahead and bought all of our equipment.
So they had to actually tweak some county regulations before you could open the brewery.
Because we're the first one on the eastern shore of Maryland, so
That took almost a year for them to get the verbiage right to change that ordinance.
Back in the day, we didn't really bug the county commissioners all that much, but as we progressed, we started bugging them pretty good about this, that, and the other.
When you started spending money, the sense of urgency kind of kicked up. Yeah, funny how that works.
I need a phone
bills
number.
to pay.
So it took a while, and we finally got our permits and license from federal and state. And, the county let us open the tasting room. I think we had a temporary.
We're still working on the temporary.
Yeah, we got an ongoing temporary occupancy permit just because we didn't have a built-in bathroom. But again, our county commissioner, Jack Wilson, was able to go to, I guess, the county and say, hey, at least let them work towards getting the bathroom. And we've been working on it for a couple of years now. It's just not something you can pull out of thin air. There's we had to put a brand new septic system in. We had to get a perk test, which took at least 6 to 9 months. Yeah, that's the thing. Everything we've done, we've paid for ourselves. We initially started. Some of the people are like, "Oh, we'll help you out with a grant. The county will help you, or this or that," and none of it came through. And we learned from an early stage not to rely on anybody but ourselves, because we don't need to beg, borrow, and steal from anybody. We can do it ourselves, and that's what we've done. And we can sit back at the end of the day and be like, we did this. Nobody else did this. We did this. But we opened up, and last year it was slow, but we kind of kept our head down, kept leaning forward, and I think by the end of the year we were pretty happy with the way things had went. This year, it's starting off like gangbusters, and I'm actually pretty scared about this summer, because it's like, man, it's only March and we had, a ton.
Yesterday I was like, we're going to have to hire someone.
We had so many people, and it's only March. It's like, man, come summertime, we're gonna have to really step our game up. And I thought we had our game stepped up already, so it's just like, okay.
Yeah, so far March. I thought February this year was our big month, but this month is our big month. And I'm just like, okay.
So what's April looking like?
Yeah, I'm like,
If it gets warm, I think Friday nights we have a lot of locals come in. You know, we appreciate them including us in their, you know, end of the week activities, and that, you know, we can help facilitate them having a good time. Saturdays, a lot of families come in, and they're, you know, hey, it's try all the beers, let's get flights, and then Sundays it normally rolls back to
pint day.
It's pint day. It's people. It's just, you know, normally couples, maybe not as many kids, but let's just have a couple drinks, enjoy ourselves. Some people just like to come and watch. People watch. You know, they sit there, watch the kids, watch the adults, watch the animals, and just, you know, have a good time.
Do you think people want to slow down?
When they come here,
Yeah. I see. I told you, I'm a tech guy. The world moves too fast for most people now. Too much information, overload. And in places like this, you can just hit the reset button, come
So
out.
we have a no politics rule, we have a no religion rule, we have a no, you know, we don't have TVs. Everybody's, I think he said
Nope.
somebody offered to buy
Yeah.
us a TV. We're like, it's not a matter of money, it's,
There's a sports bar close by somewhere. You'll
Yeah.
find that.
and they're like, you know, you got, what's your Wi-Fi password? Like, nope. Sorry.
Don't do that here.
you know, you just sit down and relax and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Make friends with the next person sitting next to you.
Talk to somebody.
It's unbelievable. We have people, we had a couple that was here, some regulars Friday night, they brought food. And they brought food that could have fed everybody in the bar. And they were sharing it with everybody. Well, this other one couple that comes in took some of their food. And then they struck up a conversation. They're meeting back up here today to hang out. And it's an older couple and this newlywed couple, and they've made friends.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to see all these people making connections that they wouldn't normally.
Beer is going to save America.
That's right.
I'll give you. I'll give you.
Beer
Give me a
will
quote.
make America great again.
I got him in the van. I'll give you one of my Beer to the Rescue T-shirts. I'm not even kidding. It's people. Those people never would have met if you hadn't opened this place.
And
How's that feel?
It feels pretty good.
Yeah.
And we normally have good people that come here. We don't have too many knuckleheads, and that's, you know, that's the prime reason. You know, we want the good people to come here. We want the good people to gravitate here. We don't want, hey, let's go get hammered. We don't want those kinds here. That's why we don't have the high alcohol beers. A lot of ours are right around 6, maybe 7 if we're lucky on one. Anything more than that, that's not what we're looking for. We want sessions. We want people to come and be able to hang out for at least an hour or two, maybe longer, and not leave, you know, so drunk or whatever, inebriated that they can't, you know, make it to their next destination, because we want them to go to our buddies down in Centerville or our buddies up in Middletown or Chesapeake City. We want them to kind of make a day of the whole thing. You know, a lot of the things you hear in the news is how farms are going under. And, you know, this is just another, I guess, avenue that a lot of family
Beer
farms...
to the rescue, baby.
Yeah, a lot of farms can say, hey, you know, we need to adjust fire. You know, they need to do it. I'm not saying they should do what we did, but, you know, they can say, okay, what works, what doesn't work? Is there something new we can try? Because sometimes you got to think outside the box and say, okay, doing this just ain't working. Can we do it better some way? Or is there something else that we can kind of dip our big toe in and see if that, you know, brings people to the farm? And that's kind of what we did. We said, hey, we got alpacas. This whole room, before it ended up like this was the alpaca store. So Shawna had it all laid out. It looked really nice. She had all of her alpaca stuff. And, you know, ultimately, we had to make that tough decision. Hey, do we take your store and kind of, you know, move it over to a shed or what? And I think we just determined, hey, let's just go ahead and make this the brewing room. This will be the tasting room after we pour concrete and put a front on it. And we moved the alpaca store over there, and then next thing you know, that's our storage room, and then the alpaca store is now a couple racks inside the tasting room where people, you know, a guy walked in yesterday, he goes, not too many breweries that you can walk into and buy alpaca socks. And I said, there's not too many breweries you can go to and actually pet alpacas. He goes, touche.
Or have a chicken on your shoulder, or be in charge of goat sitting.
Where'd you get the name for the farm?
We wanted to come up with something that was kind of synonymous with, you know, the service. You know, I did 20 years in the military, and we kind of wanted that to be reflected up here that, you know, we are very pro-military. We, you know, we offer discounts for military, first responders, law enforcement officers, and we wanted educators. But we wanted to, you know, kind of reflect that and let them know that this was a place for all patriots to come and hang out and have a drink.
Awesome. I mean, well, I guess where do you guys want this thing to go?
Everybody keeps asking us that every weekend. We get somebody that says, what are your plans? Right now, I think our indoor space is what we're going to stay with because county regulations, and it would require like a paved parking lot and things like that. So we're trying to improve outdoors. So this year we'd like to do some land, you know, make it prettier, do a beer garden, which, you know, work on just some things outside to make it more enjoyable for people, because people just don't get outside. They really don't get outside, and to see kids go outside and get muddy without phones in their hands or iPods or, you know, iPads, whatever they have these days, tablets. You know, our kid pauses his video games so he can come out here and play with random children every weekend. So,
That's a good thing.
yeah.
So you heard it here at Patriot Acres Farm. You heard a mother endorsing kids getting muddy. Even,
Oh yeah.
We have
It's
people
great
bring,
to see kids get muddy. I mean, we've got people that come here, they know it's going to be muddy.
Yep.
They bring extra clothes,
Yep.
they bring extra shoes, because they know the kids are going to get muddy,
and they don't care.
and they're fine with it.
Awesome.
And they're here all day long.
Yeah. Right now, we brew at least every Sunday, and then as needed, maybe Shawna will brew during the week if we run a little bit behind. Right now, we have a lot of stuff that's probably done fermenting, and we're waiting on just to keg it.
Right.
It doesn't take that long to keg it. I've just been a little bit delinquent in getting around to it, but
We're busy.
yeah, we're busy. Probably by Monday or Tuesday, I'll have, I got 3 barrels back here that needs to get kegged. I can have that done, and then we'll start carving it, and we'll be ready to rock and roll once again.
So tell us what your signature beers are. What are your flagships?
I think we have a Stormy Stout. That was our first ever beer brewed up here, and really good tasting stout, nice, dark, thick, awesome taste. Another one is the Coles IPA. That was my oldest son named that after not being original enough to come up with another name. He was like, "Oh, just call it Coles IPA." That one's been a big seller. And what else?
Maggie's has been.
Yeah, our Irish Red. This probably past month has been. You know, we can't.
We sold 2 barrels of that.
Yeah, we can't keep that in stock. Just everybody likes it, and it's weird because honestly, Shawna and I aren't big fans of it, but everybody else likes it. So,
Which is really hard, you know. You're brewing, and you know, you kind of gravitate, because I gravitate more towards an IPA.
Right.
So, you know, I'm not a stout person, so everybody's like, oh, I love the Stormy Stout. I'm like, oh, it's alright.
So you're here whipping up this Irish Red. You're going, I'm not drinking this, but everybody loves it.
yeah.
I mean, we had people that would just sit here and just drink it and drink it and drink it.
And that's, you know, we kind of try to make sure everybody's happy. I mean, a lot of people are like, yeah, you know, that's a good recipe. It's just like, all right, you know, as long as you're happy, it makes us happy.
So if anybody wanders over to Patriot Acres here late March, beginning of April, what will they find on tap right now?
Right now,
Stormy Stout.
we got Stormy Stout. We have a Pale Ale, a Fat Helicopter, Chinook Pale Ale.
Nice, love the name.
Yeah.
Gopher IPA, which is an English IPA,
Made with nothing but mare cider.
which went really well yesterday, by the way, in spite of him going, I'm going to take this off, it tastes awful. I said, no, leave it on.
We have a Vienna Ale that'll just be introduced today, which I was very happy with. I think a lot of the people that aren't huge hop fans or huge dark beer fans, this is right up their alley. And I see us doing very well with the Vienna Ale, just keeping it nice and pure. I forget what else we have up there.
There's usually always a cider, because we've always got, that one person in the group that says, I don't drink beer.
Cider, and then we just started getting into hard seltzers. We kind of done some research and came up with it on our own, how to do a nice recipe that we can do without adding any other alcohol, just yeast water, and kind of let it sit for a little while. So a lot of people like that. We didn't even know it was an actual trend that's been going on for about a year or so. So we had people come in yesterday and say, "Oh, keep your hard seltzers on." We're like, "Well, what kind of flavor do you want?" We'll make it to where you'll like it even more. We had a kiwi, and they said, "Oh, keep the kiwi." And the lady said, "I like raspberry," so we'll keep having hard seltzers available, and just keeping everybody happy on those nice warm summer days when this place will be jam-packed.
So if you were to give any advice to another farm family that was thinking about doing this, what would you say to them?
Come visit us, and we'll pull back the curtain, and we'll show you everything that we're doing, and we'll even help you if we can. I mean, we had a lot of breweries that did the same thing to us, and we can't thank them enough for they're saying, "Hey, this is how we do this is how we do that." We could go back to them and ask them even more questions, and we'd like to reciprocate and do the same for anybody that's thinking about getting into the business themselves.
So you're finding that the craft brew and the local brew community is pretty giving.
They're very giving.
A lot of good people.
A lot of good people.
Very generous. Very generous people.
So as we close out here, if you could say one thing to all the people of Maryland and surrounding areas about Patriot Acres Farm Brewery, what would you tell them?
It's not your typical brewery. We're not, don't come here expecting perfection.
Don't expect $1 million tasting room. Just come out here and just slow down, have a couple drinks, and enjoy yourself. That's what the Eastern Shore is known for, and that's kind of what we're trying to kind of piggyback off of, and represent fairly well for the Eastern Shore itself.
So come to the Eastern Shore of Maryland, stop here in Sudlersville at Patriot Acres Farm Brewery, meet Shawna and Brian, Cooper, the junior brewer, the director of fun, see the chickens, the alpacas, enjoy some really good beers, and relax, people.